Hey everybody, Miss Christin here, coming in to share some tips for sharing books with babies and young toddlers. I know I've shared some developmental info for the very young and busted some myths about growing your baby's brain, but now I want to share some things that you can do. There's dozens, but I picked eight of my favorites, eight of the top ones that popped into my head to share with you guys. The first one is hold your baby in your lap, or your young toddler in your lap when you're sharing a book with them. The positive physical touch. I know if you come to story time, you hear me say it all the time. Such an important key for their brain development. And I know a lot of parents, I hear struggles they have when their little one is in their lap and they're sharing a book is that they want to reach for the book, which is a great thing, but can be a little distracting for the parent. So have maybe a toy or a rattle or something for your little ones to have in their hands. Also, depending on how young you're sharing books with your little one, I don't think it's ever too early, but remember that ocular development is pretty limited in the first 6 to 8 months of life. So keeping the book relatively close to their face so they can actually see. And then, if you're using books with high contrast colors or black and white for the very young, that's great too. Sharing books with nursery rhymes or a rhyming nature. There's science and studies that show that children remember words that rhyme. They're more drawn to just the speech, the way it sounds when you read, not necessarily Dr. Seuss, but words that rhyme, that are lullabies or sing-songy type text. Babies' ears are very sensitive to the rhythmic patterns in language early on, which is why, totally unrelated to tips for reading with your child, introducing a second language is best to be started within the first 18 months of life because babies' ears are so sensitive to rhythmic language. So that's a whole different video that we won't get into. Pick a quiet time when sharing a book with your little one so it's a pleasant experience. This isn't something to try to calm them down. It's something that, typically you hear, bedtime stories. But obviously if your little one isn't there for it, there's no need to force it. It's meant to be a pleasant experience, not a punishment or anything like that. So if they don't want to cuddle up with the book at the moment, then that's okay. Try again another time. And remember that you don't have to read the whole book or all of the words on the page. It's fine to just open a book, point to pictures. We do that at story time with some of the rhymes and the songs that we do with our animals, because you can use books as tools for multiple things. You can make a story up with pictures. As your toddler gets older, they'll know if you're making it up, which is kind of amazing because it shows you that what they're paying attention to and what they're learning. When your child's able to talk, these kinds of stories are ideal for them to make up their own words and their own stories. And obviously repetition is very important. If you have a little one, you'll know their favorite book because you will read it 1,000 times, no exaggeration. Reading it again and again when your child asks for it it's important. Running your fingers under maybe reoccurring words or under text, using the vocabulary. If text says, she said in a quiet voice, you say it in a quiet voice, and that's going to reiterate that words have meanings, and it's going to teach them language and that what those squiggles are relate to something more. And also remember, you're reading for enjoyment, not to teach your child anything. I know that's a lot of developmental concerns if parents want to know when they can start teaching phonics and letters, and It should be about fun always, when you're sharing books with your toddler and your baby, and picking books that you like and sharing them enthusiastically. Your little one is going to know if you are monotonous and you just have this droll tone and you're just reading it to get through it. They aren't going to be excited. So, like we say in story time, participate. If they see that you're actually having fun, they can read your face very well, because it's what they know the most is your expressions in your face. So being enthusiastic and reading books that you love. Obviously, I've known some little ones to choose books their parents are less than thrilled with. So picking books from the library, that you actually enjoy will save you in the long run. And then reading books several times throughout the day, the same book. It doesn't, you don't have to finish a book when you open it. Hopefully, we'll get back to a normal routine where we're waiting in line at the post office or the grocery store, having a board book in your bag, or having it that your little one can hold in their car seat when you're going around. Almost as if it's a toy. It's something joyful and playful that you can share with your little one in small little chunks. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes of reading, because that's definitely going to be daunting and limit their interaction. And like I said, putting books near your child's toys, encouraging them to pull them off and to play with them, and that they aren't, these sacred objects. With your younger children, I recommend books that have tear-proof pages or board books, because as they want to start turning the page, those motor skills are coming. They're going to rip things, and that's completely normal and natural. Mitigating that risk with, we don't want paper cuts, of course, but there's some great books out there that have tear-proof pages that I think are really, really great. And they're actually water resistant. So sharing books in the bathtub is kind of awesome as well. So those are just a couple of things. There will also be a handout that I'll just list these. When I say a handout, it's going to be a document that's going to be with this post. We're not handing anything out right now. That'll just summarize these. I think it's 8. I think I had 8 little tips. So I hope everyone is staying safe, enjoying this warmer weather. We're very excited to get back into the library and start our phases for reopening and curbside checkout. So pay mind to our Facebook page and see all of the dates when we are going to be offering our services. We miss you guys, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.